Welcome to the Planet63 Virtual Business Matchmaking Show, the next evolution of discovering Philippine and US-made products and services. This is the show that helps create global sales opportunities and bring Philippine and US-made products and services go from local to global. Thank you for watching the show, and now please welcome the host of Planet63 from local to global, Ferdinand B. Soriano. Thank you for watching the show, and now please welcome the host of Planet63 from local to global, Ferdinand B. Soriano.
I have three quick questions for everyone watching. Do you need products for your online business? Are you in charge of sourcing and purchasing products for your company? Or do you just like knowing what are the current trending products and services coming from the Philippines and the US?
Do you need products for your online business? Are you in charge of sourcing and purchasing products for your company? Or do you just like knowing what are the current trending?
Hi, my name is Ron, and this is Teofilo Coffee Company. Where we drink coffee black.
This is the part where I love about live shows, and it looks like we're having some sort of a technical difficulty. JR, are we pretty good in terms of what's happening with the feedback?
This is the part where I love about live shows, and it looks like we're having some sort of a technical difficulty. JR, are we pretty good in terms of what's happening with the feedback? This is the part where I love about live shows, and it looks like we're having some sort of a technical difficulty. JR, are we pretty good in terms of what's happening with the feedback? This is the part where I love about live shows, and it looks like we're having some sort of a technical difficulty.
Justin.
Yeah.
Justin, are you on?
Yeah, you have to turn down your volume, man.
My volume?
Look at my comments.
Okay. I didn't see the comments, so you want me to turn down my volume? Okay.
Yeah, you have to turn down your volume. My volume? Look at my comments.
I didn't see the comments, so you want me to turn down my volume? Okay.
I turned down the volume already. Are we good, Justin? Justin? Can you hear me, Justin?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so your volume's good, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody, why don't we just kind of take it from the top, only because these things, I love sometimes these unexpected things that happen. And to me, we're just going to go take it from the top. So if everybody, because I don't want to miss out on anything that's going to be interesting. My volume is down. Are we good?
You're the only one with the mic on.
Okay, so what do you want me to do, Justin?
Just continue. I'll turn down your volume because
I
it's
did turn it
moving
down.
back.
Okay. Okay. All right. Everyone, just take it from the top, I suppose. Now, I have three quick questions for everyone watching. Do you need products for your online business? Are you in charge of sourcing and purchasing products for your company? Or do you just like knowing what are the current trending products and services coming from the Philippines and the US? If you said yes, then we have an amazing for you show today. Now, before I have to, it looks like we're going to have to fix the feedback. So I'm going to go ahead and let Bruce Bartolome, the Philippine franchise guru, sort of see what he can do on this part to make sure that we don't have any feedback on the show. So Bruce, can you come on?
Hey, good morning, good evening, Philippines, USA, Welcome to Planet 63, the only show that you can see live broadcast and always expect the unexpected. You know, that's Ferdinand. In all live shows, there are always bloopers, and the audience love to watch bloopers actually behind the scene. So anyway, we have a very great show today. You know, this today is actually double K. Okay, it's a double K. It's a double K simply because we are talking about the beauty and of course not the beast but the tea. Okay, tea. So we have two guests, one from the U.S. and one from the Philippines, and we have a dynamic as ever our panel of experts both in the US and in the Philippines. So Ferdy, how's your feedback doing? Getting the are you still getting the feedback over there or okay, anyway, looks like there's no feedback, no? Oh, there's somebody. There's So okay, so let's proceed. Probably, because our guests are actually raring, and our panel is raring. Yeah, it's gone according to Attorney Ferde. Ferdy. Okay, Ferdy. Um, so it's now gone, and let's proceed. Siguro, what is important now is actually to know who the presenters are from the Philippines, and also likewise the panel of experts from the Philippines side. So without further ado, let me introduce to you Attorney Ferdy Negre of the Bengson Negre Untalan Law Firm. He specializes on intellectual property as well as he's a certified Philippine and American Bar Association, plus the fact that he is also a certified public accountant. Good morning, Attorney Ferdy. How are you today?
Good morning, Boots. I'm great. I'm great. Thank you for having me here. Magandang umaga, Manila. Good evening, America. And I'm honored to be here, Boots and Ferdinand. Thank you.
Yes. So, Ferdinand Negre, of course, there are two Ferdinands here, and they're both handsome, I would always say. So I call them F1 and F2. Okay. So, probably, okay, we'd like to call in the next expert, the panel of experts, the lady behind all these marketing gimmicks. And I often call her mother of X deals, mother of gimmicks and marketing. Let's call in Susie Achacoso Cruz. Susie, come in.
Hi, happy morning. Good morning, Philippines, and good evening, America. So privileged to be here and again, excited sa ating panelists and at the same time, grow, and go, Kuya Butch.
Yeah. So what a life here. We are still we're still getting that every Tuesday or every other Tuesday we have this program, and of course, not last but not the least is actually the logistics guy who started from the ranks and now owns his own company, DCT. Let's call him Danilo Teofisto. Danny, good morning. Good evening.
Hi. Good morning, Philippines. Good evening, USA. It's an honor for me to be here in this group as being one of the panelists. Thank you very much for having me here. Thank you.
Okay, so we're ready. Are we ready to rock? Especially now, and are we eager to see our presenter from the U.S. looking for somebody out here in the Philippines to become one of their distributors. But again, so this company has faced a lot of challenges, but nevertheless, they're always Very, very confident. So let's call in Miss Camille Agbayani of Kreizi. Camille, good morning. And Glenn, good morning. Good evening to you. How are you today? How are you today, guys?
And good evening, USA.
Yeah. Even before the show, I've been asking them, how do you pronounce it? So it's really correct. How do you how do you call it? Kreizi. Kreizi or Kreizi?
Crazy
Okay.
beauty. Yeah.
Crazy beauty.
Pronounce it the way you are comfortable with.
Yeah, right. As long as you're crazy. Okay,
Crazy.
crazy. All right. So tell us about your company, how what's your origin, something like a little bit of challenges. I know you were faced with this the pandemic that we have, and actually the products that you came out with.
Okay, before we started with that one, let me introduce ourselves first. I'm Glenn.
Yeah.
I'm the co-founder of Crazy Beauty. And besides me is Camille Agbayani Pinches. She's also one of our co-founder. And Victor Wen, he's our consultant, beauty consultant.
Hello. Hello.
All right. Good. Okay. So tell us about the company, Kreizi.
Okay, we are a turnkey company from research and development we are a cosmetic company, from product branding to manufacturing, and sell our products to different channels through retail, wholesale, and private label.
All right.
So
and
I'm sorry, I just want to chime in a little bit. Basically, the company is going from product R&D to fulfillment to sell our product to different channels.
All right. And what kind of beauty products are you really known for? The unique selling proposition, I would say.
Our product line consists of the eyeshadow. This is the eyeshadow. And we have like 32 colors on it. No, 32 colors. And then this eyeshadow is enriched with botanical extracts, vitamin E, and all other ingredients that are compatible to all types of skin. And we also have this lipstick. This lipstick has a creamy formula that can smoothly glide and have full coverage for your lips. And it lasts longer. We also have moisturizers and other blushers, powder blushers, and many more that we are formulating.
So there are products that we are ready to launch that Camille just explained. But in addition to that, we have a lot of other products that are in the pipeline that have been developed. Our development time, we want to make sure that we develop them in a very precise and high quality manners. But at the same time, we want to make sure that we deliver the product, the newness and the new product to the customer as fast as possible.
And in addition to that, also, I want to emphasize that our product is made in the USA. And when it is made in the USA, it is always associated with better quality, because products made are usually built with higher quality. And also manufacturers are held on a higher safety regulations. So with this, we can assure our consumers of the best and safe quality products.
And in addition to being a turnkey company where we do R&D all the way to manufacturing of the product, we can ensure to deliver not only the value of the product, but also the affordability of the products, because we basically do everything in one roof. and we cut a lot of costs in between, and that's how we can make our product more affordable for the people in Philippines and also in other regions of the world.
Okay. It's a great product, great, from R&D to launching to, spreading now. We'd like to hear from our logistics expert, Danilo. What do you think the kind of assistance would they need since their products are coming from the US? What would you say the assistance or your opinion would be, Danny?
Yeah, I would like to suggest that when they bring in their cargo from the USA to Manila, first we have to secure the uh, Food and Drug Authority clearance. But knowing that USA products are of high quality products, all they can have is that the approval of the US FDA can be shown to the Philippine FDA, and this one it can easily be facilitated for them to ship cargo in the Philippines. Then on our part, we can also provide some assistance on the costing, especially when bringing it to the Philippines, so that when they start loading it, they already knew what is the cost that they will have to pay in shipping out to the Philippines. That is the number one thing that we have to look into. Maybe for the first time, you have to ship on an LCL basis, wherein you don't have to ship one full container because the value of cosmetic is very expensive. So we have to start with a small shipment, like with the other newcomer in the business. They start small, but then they grow and they become big. That what I can suggest to them.
Yeah, in other words, Danny, you're saying now, just start something like small, like a pallet, and then later on, they can probably let some people try it. Is that the one that you're referring to, Danny?
Yeah, Sir Boots. That is the one that we are doing, especially for the newcomer, because the market will have to be tested first, so they don't swim the stream with big value of goods because they don't know yet the situation. But if they start small, then eventually they can promote it very well. And I knew
Okay.
that products from the USA, they are very high quality, so easy to market them, especially if these are good and a little bit organic, something like that.
Yeah, in other words, we're going by the saying, start small, dream big, but, with action, you know. So
Yeah.
I think that's the one. So let's hear now from our legal side, Attorney Ferdinand. Attorney, how would you say, what would your feedback be about Kreizi?
Thanks again, Boots. First off, congratulations, Glenn and Camille. You guys must be crazy. This is, name recall. You always have to bank on name recall, right? And on
Yes.
that note, my tip for you, my suggestion for you is to go first to the Bureau of Trademarks in the Philippines and register your trademarks. And I can see at least 3 trademarks that you need to register. One is the word mark Kreizi, and the other one is the logo, the KB in a diamond shape or figure, and a combination of the word mark and the logo. Why is that? Because that's you have to max the protection that you need. And did you know that there's a survey conducted? The most counterfeited product in the Philippines and probably elsewhere, I surmise, are beauty products. So better protect, secure ownership over your trademarks, protect your trademarks before you even think of looking for someone to distribute it in the Philippines. Now, talking about the distributor that you're looking for, he will need to have a license to operate from the FDA, the Philippine FDA, as well as Danny mentioned earlier, a certificate of product notification, which is similar to a certificate of product registration for medicines. You know, something you ingest, you need a CPR. This one, since it's a beauty product for the skin, you need a CPN, certificate of product notification. And your distributor can apply that because he or she will need that as well when the products are brought in to the Philippines. So there you go. Two simple steps.
Yeah.
Come over.
I have a question, attorney,
Yes,
regarding
please.
about indemnification. Is there such a liability since they're using it's a something like it's a beauty product? In case there's a claim, how can they protect themselves?
Okay, that will go into your distributorship agreement if it's a distributorship agreement or a license agreement. So either way, you have to have a protection. You have to protect yourself, and you have to put that a strong provision protecting yourselves in your contract with your distributor or your licensee in the Philippines. But
Okay.
you
Yeah.
know, I understand that it's the freshness of the product that's a selling point, as I understand earlier, if I caught it right. So it's speed. Danny should be able to help you with speed in bringing them into the Philippines.
Can I have a
Okay.
question?
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
How long does it usually take for the licensing in the Philippines to obtain the license?
Oh, okay. It really depends on the negotiation. It's more of a you should have your prepared licensing agreement, and then you give the prospective licensee the opportunity to look into the provisions, to consult his or her lawyer about it, and that's pretty much about it. You know, the speed depends on both parties. You know, if the other party agrees the day after, then you sign it off and you have a licensing agreement. But you make sure that both parties read into it, understood the agreement, and then consulted the proper parties. They got help also from their end. You know.
That's right. That's right. So, wow, it's something interesting on the part of Kreizi. There you are,
I
and
like it.
of course,
Crazy.
crazy. Okay, crazy. It might be a word. It might be a coin. It might be a coined word. Here. So they better protect it right soon, right away, as in ASAP. But again,
I would say
before.
both yesterday.
As
we
in
always say.
yesterday, yes. Because there are a lot of copycats. What you don't want is you'll have Kreizi official and Kreizi the copycat. Okay, so you don't want that. But I'd like to bring in now the mother of marketing. Let's call in Susie. Let's see what she has to say about Kreizi. Susie.
Happy morning again. Crazy si Susie. I think I like the brand definitely because I'm a brand person. And it has something to be instilled in my mind. And but one thing I noticed, I googled you. I didn't see a website.
Yeah. So our
Am I
website.
right?
Our
Am I
website will
right?
be launching.
Okay, because actually my company, I don't have one. It's just being in progress. No, but I understand. But normally the first thing people look into is the website. Like, for
Yes.
example, oh, you're going to, okay, that's one. Number two, even the Facebook. I know it may be something personal, but sometimes it helps to validate what you intend to operate or bring to the country. And if in the event after the show, people are going to, oh, what's Crusade? That's true. number 3, I'd like, that's why I was trying to look at it, because I want to be well informed first of the product before I supposedly open to the panel right now. If I'm not Miss Camille, are your partners Glenn and I didn't get the name of your other friend?
Yeah,
What's
we're
his?
partners.
Yeah,
I'm Camille
Glenn.
Agbayani.
And I'm Glenn Daya.
Glenn Daya.
No, I wanted to. I thought you were Thailanders because normally, pag Thailanders kasi tigang pang maganda for beauty, really. That's why I thought you had consultants who were Thailanders. Kasi it's synonymous to a perfect product, believe me. And I have not seen any price point because when we enter to the Philippine market, we have to know who we are trying to be at par with or even more. So what's your price point at this point? Like an eyeshadow, a lipstick, a matte lipstick. How much is a price point?
We're looking at $12, but we will be giving like special prices for our launching. So we will give like maybe if you buy more, we will give a better price. But we're looking at $12 per item because like our product is of high quality. Yeah, it's of high quality.
I have to share with you. I did the product. It's among friends. They distributed. It's called the Sparkle Cosmetics products from Korea, but they just rebranded it. It was very good, but because of the pandemic, it was very hard for them. Normally makeups are, I think you're positioning here because makeups, you wear mask and shield, of course, but you have to position those for Zoom, for Zoom beauty, you know what I mean? Like, for example, I've seen, because they were consulting me, oh, Susie, what we do with our makeups, we have inventory, our shelf life. Normally makeups, they say is 2 years. But I know, am I right that if it's not opened, it's still okay? Am I right? I really don't know. How true is it? Do you follow really the production date?
Yeah, for the shelf life of the product, yeah, if you don't open because our product are airtight, so everything is airtight. So if you keep it closed, it will last for more than 2 years.
Yeah, but the issue here, if I'm not right, Attorney Ferds, there's a shelf life in the when there's production. That's why we had problems with 5 products being brought here, because even in Thailand, it's around 5 years. We are mandated to put at least 2 years, but the problem is when it is being shipped here, you lose months. So
yeah.
this is an issue also to be reviewed, to be considered also. That's why when you look for a distributor, it must be really quick and fast to really distribute it.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, it's pandemic. Everything is around online right now. But remember, this is about product demo. So you have to be very strong with your online. And when it's a product demo, it's really hands-on. But how can you go hands-on at this point? Unless you have something very good in terms of your YouTube updates, everything, learning or educating them online. It's something to that effect. Because like me, all my makeup is still here. I only put them during this meeting. Butch, it was only Butch who made me put on makeup right now.
Yeah, but Susie, that's a good point. The kind of makeup, since they're in R&D, the kind of makeup that you use when you do Zoom. I mean, the actual face-to-face is different when you do Zoom, unless they can do a half face makeup with a bring. But anyway, let's bring in. By the way, there's a note from Attorney Negre. Attorney Negre, what were you saying about the trademark for Kreizi? About the ASEAN?
Yeah, very quickly, I was just suggesting that you also have to register in other countries. As you mentioned that you want to go global, not just the Philippines. And I'm looking at the ASEAN. Susie mentioned about Thailand, Vietnam. At the very least, you go register it in each of those countries in the ASEAN. So that's very important, Glenn and Camille.
Okay, good. And now let's have the host, Ferdinand Soriano, F1. What do you think, Ferdinand? Oh, I can't hear. Ferdinand.
You're
You're on mute.
Can you
Oh,
hear me? There, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I guess
We can
it's
see.
I guess it's not my day today. I keep running into these technical difficulties, but anyway, I'm just glad that Boots. That's the reason why we have a co-host, because you're able to go on with the show even if I screw up in the technical side of it. But anyway, I was still listening, and Camille, Victor, and Glenn, you have an amazing product that I think the Philippines would definitely could use. I like the fact that you focus on the quality. I mean, a lot of the back end processing of your product is of high quality, because at the end of the day, if you're going to go global, definitely you need to focus on that. That's probably going to be one of your strong points. But with the help of our panel expert, a lot of them have varying degrees, and it's never ever enough to be able to do this show and give you the proper help and consultation you need. That's the reason why we say at the end, if you want to continue the conversation, the panel experts can definitely do that. So Boots, at the end of the day, I think the product is amazing. So Kreizi, I love it. I enjoy listening to everybody kind of have a different perspective of how the name is pronounced. But at the end of the day, I'm calling it Kreizi, at the end of the day for me.
But Ferdinand, if you come to think of it, this show is now crazy.
Yeah,
it has been crazy. Okay.
Crazy pronouncing.
I don't know whether it's coincidental that we're having crazy here.
Yeah.
So we're having more crazy, right, Justin? So
well, you're right at that. Now, okay, there you have it. Okay, so basically, the Kreizi company can actually listen to all these things again later on in a YouTube channel that we record these things. So if you didn't get all the golden nuggets that our panel experts have given you, then you can continue to listen to that. Now, like I said, you can listen to our YouTube channel if they want. Now, believe it or not, I recently read, this is the part that I'm excited for Kreizi in general, because according to a new report by Grandview Research, registering the whole industry is amazing in terms of how much it's actually worth. And to me, there's a lot of opportunity in the Philippines. So Boots, let's take it away, I guess. So that's basically what I was going to tell you.
Oh my, that's the big business of beauty, right? I mean, awesome.
Okay, well, you know what? I can't wait for our next presenter from the Philippines. We'll get to see his company's products after we come back from another product alert break, which is from a company called shopsarisari.com.
Ever wonder how to export and sell products in the USA? Ever wonder how to export and sell products globally? You're lucky you found us, because we've got exactly what you need. Introducing shopsarisari.com. What is that? Shop Sari Sari is the leading marketplace for Filipino exporters. We sell globally to consumers and major retailers. We're a one-stop shop in importing your product and getting FDA approved. Check this out. Sell with the major brands. Registration is free. Sell in the mainstream channels. We sell your favorite Filipino brand. What do our customers think? Mark Araulio says, "Thank you for assisting me in getting my FDA approval in the United States." Anna Vergara from Arkansas, USA says, "I am thankful ShopSariSari.com was created." And from Paris, France, "I can't believe I got Filipino products delivered straight to my doorstep. What are you waiting for? Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, or email us if you have any questions. Visit www.shopsarisari.com. For suppliers, sign up for free at www.shopsarisari.com/supplier.
Thank you for staying with us, and also we appreciate you putting through all that technical difficulty. Now, having trusted and knowledgeable professionals to help in navigating a market is always welcome, as you all know. You need to develop an insightful and a well thought out plan to navigate whatever market you want to enter. Now, we just happen to have those experts from the U.S. market here today in our show. So I get to introduce our panel of experts from the U.S., and I'm going to start off with a good friend from in logistics. He's a logistical expert. Now, he's the regional director responsible for the U.S. Southwest Mexico for freight forwarding logistics company, handling multinational company. He's responsible for business development in Taiwan, China, Hong Kong, and Singapore. He has implemented B2B and B2C e-commerce logistics focused on Asian commodity. He has been amazing and successful in doing that. He's a graduate from the University of Maryland. Please welcome Eduardo Vargas of Morrison Express. Hi, Eduardo.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm I'm glad you stuck around with all the technical difficulties that we have, man. But I want you to give our audience an opportunity to get to know you a little bit. So tell us a little bit about Morrison Express and what you do for them.
Yeah, thank you, Ferdinand. It's an honor to be in the program. So Morrison Express is a freight forwarding company. What we do is we're pretty much an agency, a travel agency for your goods. I mean, you're going to set up these companies, or you already have a company moving products from A to Z, I mean, from the Philippines to the US or vice versa. So you need somebody some company like Morrison to help you out with the paperwork, the transportation, if it's air, ocean, or store your product at a warehouse. That's what we do. I mean, my role is, as always, to explain and then make it clear to clients. I mean, there's obviously a cost, but also the best way to do it. I mean, there's always a best way. Even if you've done it 100 times, there's always a better way to maybe save money, maybe consolidate with other shippers, and maybe search for other avenues, right? Like there's a lot of e-commerce, there's a lot of sales. People are getting markets with applications like, I don't know, even these social media things, right? Like TikTok or YouTube or any media. So, I mean, you market your product, you're ready to go, you need to get there, right? Because it doesn't help if you're ready, your product is there, but if you don't get to your clients, then at the end you don't end up selling them. Maybe you're marketing for somebody else, right? Because your clients are gonna look for the product anyways.
Well, that's why we're happy to have you on the show, because a lot of the people that want to export, that is obviously one of the biggest issues and concerns that they have. So they definitely need to line themselves up with knowledgeable professionals such as yourself, Eduardo. So again, thank you for being on the show. Now, let me go ahead and introduce the marketing experts of our show. She is a business evaluation expert. She's a business strategist. She's a co-founder of an online directory with 3,000 listings and growing. It's the site is called My Jeepney Stop, and she specializes in social media. She's their marketing agency basically, and they specialize in event marketing, social media, and a lot of target marketing in terms of seminars and webinars that they do. So we're very happy to have her here. So she's so diverse in all the different ways she can help a company, whether it be valuation or marketing. Please welcome. Oh, by the way, she's a graduate of Penn State University. I love that school. I want to make sure I mentioned that. Please welcome Cristina Espiritu of My Jeepney Stop. Hi, Cristina.
Hi, Ferdinand. How are you?
I see that you're on the road traveling, dear lady, right?
Yes, absolutely. We're here representing one of our clients. So forgive me, I'm in the car, but I couldn't miss
No
this
problem.
show. That's why I'm here.
I'm just glad that you're able to be here. So briefly, just tell us a little bit about My Jeepney Stop and how you help a lot of the exporters so far that we've been in, that's been in the show. So the type of advice and what you guys are capable of doing.
Sure. So basically, what happens is once Eduardo has exported your products here to the U.S. and you needed to make sure that it's well known, we do the product marketing. So we do both online and offline targeted marketing. So we deal with your social media, your website, and then we also do offline services such as doing product demos or doing collaborations with companies and organizations that may want to be involved with your product. So we do all different kinds of marketing, and we also now have expanded to do virtual assistant services as well for our clients.
Yeah, with that being said, I think our guest presenter will be happy to hear probably some of your feedback when it comes to the promotion of products and events and services. Thank you for joining us, Cristina. Thank you so much. Now, I'd like to bring on the legal expert of the U.S. team in terms of the part of the panel experts. I'd like to she's a lawyer who's also licensed to practice law in the Philippines. She has over 10 years of experience working with small to medium-sized companies focused in minimizing legal risk when doing business in the United States, while acting as a business strategic advisor. We recently interviewed her by herself, and because sometimes the show doesn't give them an opportunity to show how what our experts are all about, what their caliber is all about. And so if you guys want to understand and know a little bit more about our panel expert, please go into our YouTube channel and look for this attorney's name. She attended Ateneo de Manila University and University of the Philippines. Please welcome attorney Yodel Deloso Penacho. Hi, Yodel. How are you? Oh, you're on mute. There you go. We always seem to have that issue, including me today. So I'm glad. So,
Right.
Yodel, please tell us a little bit about your law firm and what you guys specialize in.
Well, first of all, I would like to say magandang umaga, Philippines, and good evening, US. And thank you so much, Ferdinand, for always having that kind words. And yeah, so my law firm is the Deloso Penacho Law. We specialize and we focus, and our expertise focuses on business and estates, meaning we help businesses from start, priming them up for growth, and also to push them more for like helping them with asset protection and wealth preservation.
Fantastic. Yodel, I appreciate you being, I know you're a busy lady, and for you to make time to be in the show too. Thank you so much. Okay, so we get to listen to our guest presenter today. So you guys just sit tight. Let's go ahead and find next guest, I should say. Now, our next guest presenter's company is part of the Milken Corporation family. Okay, it's an amazing milk tea bar franchise that's gathering huge attention in the Philippine market, not only because of what the stores looks like, and if you go on Facebook, I guarantee you it's something that you've never seen before. So I'm excited to have him on the show to talk a little bit about that, about the concept. Now, because of the store, it's not just the store, mind you, I even though I mentioned that, but it's also because of the high quality tea-based beverages that it offers. So it's a tea-based beverages that they offer there, and I'll let him explain what that's about. Now, they are ready to go global. Okay, that's the bottom line. They recently established its international office in Southern California. Please welcome the president and CEO of Kurumi Milk Tea Bar and the Milken Group of Companies. I want to say the formal name is Ricardo Z. Cunha, but he'd rather be called Richie. Richie, how are you, sir?
Hi, good morning.
Hi, Richie.
Hello. Hi, Ferdinand. Can you hear me?
Oh, definitely. I can hear you.
Yes,
we formalized your name. Sorry about that.
Yes, I'm having some problems with my network. But anyway, good evening there in the United States and good morning, Philippines.
Yes, we're so glad that you're here, Richie. I'm excited to know about your company. So what we're gonna do is in the next 5 to 7 minutes, you get a chance to tell us how wonderful your company about it, what it is, what's it about, what type of product, and what are you looking for in the U.S. market. So take it away.
Yes, thank you so much, Ferdinand, and it's always an honor to be invited by Planet63. Anyway, the company, Milken Group, has been in the market for the past 30 years, and we've been carrying brands like Fior Gelato, an Italian ice cream here in the Philippines, which has 150 stores nationwide. And we have also our Dumburi Mix, which is a DM Express, what you call a Japanese quick food. And currently we are also in the Philippines for like 30 stores nationwide. But recently in 2019, we decided to divert into the milk tea business. And currently we have around 30 stores, hoping to grow more in the Philippines. And as Ferdinand said, we are, of course, hoping that these brands can eventually be shared across the other countries, especially not only the Fior Gelato, the Japanese, but of course the Kurumi Milk Tea Bar, which in 2019 we decided to open up a store or an office in California. But as we all know, the pandemic has stopped everything and we had to hold back on most of the activities. But again, as Ferdinand said earlier, it's not just an ordinary milk tea. Of course, it's a Japanese milk tea concept, twisted with some of the Asian milk tea concoctions, accompanied by a very good experience of getting into a 2D concept cafe. So I think, like most of the Filipino entrepreneurs, our dream is to reach other countries, no, especially the United States. But I know it's not that easy. It needs a lot of work to be done. I've been listening to a lot of speakers, and hopefully, this today with our expert of panelists, they can give a lot of light on the possibilities of Filipino brands, no, getting into the market in the United States. I know it's a big culture difference. Government policies or level are also different. These are things which we normally discuss in the Philippines, that maybe your brand in the country, in the Philippines, is successful, but there's no assurance that these brands would be as successful in other countries, especially in the United States, which are, I believe, submit strict on a lot of regulations. But as a Filipino entrepreneur, there's always one aspect which we are holding on. It's also always the dream, and the hope that brands can be carried to other countries, especially the United States. So I hope through this session we can learn a lot with Filipino entrepreneurs, getting the advices of our expert of panelists. So again, thank you so much, and back to Ferdinand.
Richie, let me go ahead and
Yes.
see. Can you hear me okay?
Yes,
I'm just
I
trying
can
to
hear
get
you.
us back on the show. I mean, got to get on the. Oh, there you go, Richie. What I like about your company is that you're an innovator. I love that. You think big. I love that. You're very creative. Look at the background. That's actually what prompted me, what excited me about what you're doing. Yes, a lot of things definitely were put on hold because of COVID, and that's something obviously it's unavoidable. But at the end of the day, we hope that it continues to get better, especially in the U.S. market. So I think your plans of doing something like that in the U.S. market might be encouraged again because of some progress that we're making. Now I'm not going to get into how much and all of that, but I'm encouraged. I'd rather think positive that things will definitely move in a good direction. So I think overall, I've researched a lot of your companies and all the things that you're trying to do, and I hope that you continue to move forward and create the Filipinos as a quality brand in terms of all the different companies that are coming out of there. And obviously, you're going to be one of them. So I appreciate you being on the show, Richie. So now what I'd like to do is I like to bring back the panel of experts. I want them to kind of give a first perspective on what they think and what they should continue to encourage with you in regards to your market, your company coming here. Because at the end of the day, we definitely encourage Philippine companies and franchises to continue to push forward and become, go from local to global. So let's go ahead and bring back the panel experts, and we'll start with Eduardo. Eduardo.
Thank you, Ferdinand. Thank you, Richie.
I think
good morning, Eduardo. Good morning.
I think the angle here is just more so once things are set up, maybe give a perspective on how to efficiently bring some of their products in once everything is set in motion in terms of trying to get the franchise going.
Yeah, I mean, for us, we support brands like Starbucks, Richie, to move their products. I mean, they usually what they move the most is their merchandising. So I'm assuming I don't know if you're tied already your products to mugs and cups and stuff that have your branding on it. So if you move those from, let's say, the Philippines into the US, meaning you don't necessarily manufacture them in two different places, then it might be better, right? Beneficial, because you don't want to have different suppliers for the same thing. Maybe concentrate in a low cost manufacturing country, and then bring those products into the US that way, right? The other scene I've seen with restaurant chains and some of our clients that they are international, they bring their own flavor into the place, into the table, and the flavor is hard to find locally, right? Maybe if you have a store in the US, then your flavor is very natural and it comes from ingredients that are from the Philippines maybe, and that flavor is hard to make in the US with the same quality, right? And so at the end, our clients, what they do is prepare some sort of a concentrate of the flavor and then the stuff that you use as ingredients, and then ship them to the different places, right? Like that's what I mean McDonald's will do, or Starbucks, or because they want to keep the flavor, right? Like even though you go from US or Philippines, consume the product, you want them to feel the same taste, right? I don't know if that's your case, Richie.
Did you want to respond to that, Richie, a little bit?
Yeah, thank you so much, Eduardo. No, I believe on what Eduardo said, and we're really looking forward to consider those reactions and suggestions.
I appreciate that, Richie. Eduardo, thank you for that response. So just hang tight and until we finish off with the rest of the experts. Now, Richie, in terms of marketing, what type of help do you think you're going to need again? Because I want to be able to set up Christina and be able to answer you. So do you think you're going to need more promotion of the product, obviously, and what type are you going to need?
Yes, Ferdinand, definitely. As a newcomer, we need all the assistance, all the support, especially on the marketing side. We experienced here in the Philippines during the lockdown, we got so much activities related on social media. And I think this will be a similar approach once we approach other countries, especially United States, especially on a wide market. You need really the assistance of the digital platform, especially the social media.
Well, the one thing that I think that you're going to meet some success if COVID didn't go around is because you do have a vision. You do believe in quality. So with that being said, let me bring Christina Espiritu of My Jeepney Stop. Let her give some perspectives on how, what kind of help do you think, she might be able to provide, or generally give some sort of guidance in terms of marketing. So Christina, are you able to give him some feedback on where, what type of marketing activities you could do to maybe entice people to think about, expanding a little bit for Kurumi Milk Tea Bar?
Yeah, absolutely. So the way I see it is that you basically need marketing of the product and also marketing to franchisees, right? To make sure that they actually are interested in having a franchise of your product. So the way I see a franchise is that it's almost like a courtship in the beginning, right? You want to make sure you find the right person, and then after that, you hope that it becomes long term, almost like a marriage. And so when you're thinking about looking for a franchisee, you want to make sure that you get the right person so that you can continue a long-term relationship. So that's how I see it. And so first, marketing wise to them is making sure that they understand the values that you have. And then, and for a franchisee, for example, the values may be making sure that they have the right customer service support from you. So I think with that, marketing to franchises is making sure that you're able to communicate the values of your company in a really targeted and a clear way. And that's when you'll be able to find the right people for you. And then with regards to that, I have gone to trade shows that focus on franchising, for example, and then also looking at targeted organizations that may be interested in the type of products that you offer. So that one is for the franchising. And then second is for the products. So for products, we do both online and offline marketing. So that you're familiar with online marketing, we do all the way from websites to social media. And then online and offline is what we do is really a lot of collaborations and partnerships with a lot of influencers and organizations in a really targeted way to make sure that your brand is well known and really exposed to the right market. So we do that with a lot of event promotions. That's why I'm here in the car, because we're doing an event right now inside one of the famous restaurants here in San Diego. So we want to make sure that we market and target your products to the right market.
Thank you, Christina. I appreciate that. No, I appreciate the feedback, and I know you're a hardworking lady. You're actually in the car. We appreciate you taking the time, and I know your time is valuable. But Richie, what I got out of that, and I really want to continue with what she just basically said is I know that there's different aspect of promoting the franchises, maybe enticing or promoting the concept to people who might want to go into franchising, but at the same time, I really think from a big perspective, I mean, I'm a big milk tea person. I love it. Not, but what I like about it is that there's so much potential here, especially when it comes to when you're talking about over 4 million Filipinos that are in the U.S. in terms of the population. But it's not just for Filipinos in general. The Asian community is just so big on that, and then the non-Asian community are discovering it also. There's a lot of opportunity for the product that you're doing. So what Christina is all about is just being able to promote each one as a product, as opposed to maybe enticing other people to maybe learn more about franchising. So with that being said, let me go to the legal side of it. Let me bring out Attorney Udell. And Attorney Udell, I know that you're a big proponent when it comes to people establishing themselves in the U.S. if you're going to export a product or a business, right? So let me go ahead and turn that over to you and kind of give them a little bit more perspective on that.
Hi, Richie. First of all, I would like to congratulate you for being here and welcoming you here in the U.S. Now you're from local to global. So yes. So I've seen that you're now incorporated. I've looked at the state of California, Secretary of State, that you're now set up as a corporation, and you got your trademark set and registered here with the, of course, the PTO. And so I think you're set up, you're legally set up, and there's some considerations now is leaning towards your expansion and operating and really doing business here in the U.S. So I trust that you have your all your contracts and agreements ready. So what I'm looking into now is how are you going to expand? That's the question, right? You have so many options. Number one, right? You can bring in partners. 2, you can bring in investors, or you can rely on franchising, right? So this is the part where you're going to need to create a strategy, a planning, a business plan for expansion. Are you going to stay and focus in California at the moment with your eyes towards going to other states, right? So that's where the question really lies, right? And if you're going to do franchising, this is regulated heavily by, of course, the federal laws, and then some state laws, right? And disclosure here is mandatory. And there's there's consideration thinking about how are you going to design your franchise operations? Would it be unit franchising? Is it be master franchise program? And moving towards if you're going to be, your inbound international franchise system, right? So there's consideration relating to the taxes, right? How are you going to do your accounting? How are you going to do your disclosures? How are you going to do? So those are the things that you need to look into, and it's only you as a business owner can answer that. So the key here is where are you going to start? All right. Do you want to start small, or do you want to is your consideration really going for? So this is where I think a combination of the legal and the marketing part converge, I think, because you're already set up, right? So you need definitely a business plan and a strategic legal plan with respect to expansion. Do you have a question for me, Richie?
Thank you so much, Attorney Udell, for those enlightening advices. And definitely, I would have a lot of questions for you later on or in the future. I hope to see you soon, because definitely we would need all those legal advices in the coming months. I hope if things gets better. Yeah.
That's what I like about Richie. He understands that it's just an hour show.
Definitely.
So he knows that a lot of the stuff that you just mentioned Yudel, as like nuggets of wisdom, in terms of advice. And that's why I like about the show is that we just try to open up that conversation with people and see how we can be of help. Richie, now the segment where, this is part of the segment where if there's anything that you wanted to leave us with in terms of any thoughts, questions, please do so now. Because I know that they gave you a lot, but obviously you didn't have to take notes because you can always replay this or go to YouTube and watch the show again. So do you have anything that you wanted to ask the panel again, or just me in general?
Yes, first and foremost, I would like to thank, of course, Ferdinand, and of course our franchise guru Butch in the Philippines, and of course Planet63 for this opportunity. But again, as a Filipino entrepreneurs, I think in general, what we're holding here is just the hope and the dream of bringing our products outside the country. And with our distinguished panelists, I would really go for hopefully meet them soon so they can give us not only advice but real services, for us to really get into the right path to the United States. Thank you so much, Ferdinand.
Oh, you're welcome, Richie. You're in the right direction. I just think that a lot more discussions to be had, and then obviously we hope for a brighter future in terms of moving forward from taking your product into the U.S. market. So again, thank you for being on the show, and even on such a short notice, Richie. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
When we come back from from the next break, we'll recap the show and announce the guests for our next show. Boots, that actually has been an hour. These things fly by so quickly, especially when you're trying to manage certain things. So Boots, I hope you can get back on the screen, and now we can go ahead and recap what we just encountered today. Now, all of you now know why this episode was called, well, I was trying to tell in the beginning that the episode is called Beauty and the Tea. So before I thank all the audience, let me go ahead and get the perspective of my dear co-host Boots. So what did you think of our guests for today, Boots?
One thing I noticed with them, they are fighters. They are survivors. They cannot let COVID be taking over their business. They are always keeping their nose up high from Kreizi and Kurumi. And now I have to think of way of how to pronounce Kreizi, because I might spell that way when I talk to some people, and Kurumi. And I think one of the things is that they are very courageous. Number one, they believe in their product. They have a high self-confidence on the product. And plus the fact that they are willing to go all out. I mean, somebody from the US going to the Philippines and somebody from the Philippines going there global. So I think basically this is what we are trying to achieve. We're trying to inspire entrepreneurs that if you have these two kinds of entrepreneurs, why can't they? I mean, they're serving models, right?
Mm-hmm. When you were saying that, Boots, my hair, the back of my head stood up a little bit, because that's exactly, as you can see, our show is being able to compare and sort of kind of give a perspective on both sides of the country, right? All of us are affected by COVID. Maybe some will recover faster than the other, but right now we just have to, the show is actually bringing attention to the fact that everybody's affected. So what do? You're not just going to give up. You're going to keep on moving, and hopefully these type of shows that the people are part of and here, you just keep going, and we just try to encourage one another, if nothing else. Because right now that's exactly what a lot of entrepreneurs are needing. They're needing hope, they're needing empowerment, they're needing some sort of a confidence, and they're needing some sort of a guidance, right? So that's exactly what I wanted to bring out on this one. Everybody has challenges, but you just keep moving forward. Now we want to thank Camille Agbayani and Glenn of Kreizi, and Victor, their consultant, for being in the show. I'd also like to thank Ricardo Zicuna, but I know he likes to be called Richie, so I'll call him Richie. Richie, you're a trooper. Thank you so much for being able to just jump in there and be a part of the show. And with the fact that you said that you were interested and excited to be there, that warms my heart, because you're a certain caliber of a company. We're glad to have you be here today. Now, if any of our audience are interested in these products that you just heard, ladies and gentlemen, and franchising opportunities, please reach out to us at info@planet63.com. We will set up a Zoom call for you to meet with these companies as soon as possible. Now, we already talked about what stood out about these products, but so I'm not even going to go there. I'm just going to go next to our next show. For our next show, everybody, we'll have a US-based company that manufactures beautifully designed, award-winning fountain faucets to make life easier, healthier, and save water without trying, making them eco-friendly. They are ready to go global, just like all of our guests so far. Also, we will have a Philippine-based company that manufactures unique and trending skincare products made from coffee beans. Think about that. Now, please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and connect with us on Facebook page under Planet 63 so that you can be notified when the next live stream show will be on. By the way, if you are a U.S. or Philippine manufacturer or brand owner and you want to be a guest on the show, please reach out to us also at planet63.com. So, Boots, please briefly tell us about the project that we're doing, the Global Expansion Partner, and also send us off with something very inspiring for the rest of the week.
But I think this Global Expansion Program is something like an entrepreneur who wants to get assistance. We have all this partnership together with the Cal State and again, Planet 63 and my company, GMP. And even before you go out of the shores, there are already studies, there are recommendations being made, and really it gives you a lot of confidence because you have three parties going for that Global Expansion Program. The university is actually assigning an intern, right, to do a market study, and really very exhaustive. I must say it's so exhaustive. Instead of me going out there to the US and heaven knows what I will be experiencing. So with that, we encourage a lot of entrepreneurs to look out, to check on the Global Expansion Program. And I will always say you won't regret it because we have our names at stake. Ferdinand has name at stake, Planet 63, my company of 29 years, and Cal State, with those academe. So again, we all work together.
Yeah, and to be more specific, it's Cal State, the University San Bernardino, and we're excited to have them collaborate with us on this program where we help a lot of Philippine manufacturers who want to understand the market, and before doing anything else, provide them with a basic market research. And then from there, we take over with Boots and I and our companies and be able to sort of nurture them a little bit and give them a perspective. Now, with that said, can you send us off with something inspiring, Mr. Boots?
As always, I'll always say, don't walk alone, walk with your collaborators, okay? And create value first. I'm taking that from somebody's mantra. Create value first, because I know that guy who started years ago, he said, create value first, and I believe in him. And that's Ferdinand Soriano, our host.
Thank you so much, Boots. You're amazing. Thank you. Thank you for that. Now, I want to thank all of the panel experts. You guys were awesome. Thank you so much for that. The guest presenters, Boots, and the producer of the show. He's behind the scenes. I always forget to thank him, and he never says anything. So I want to thank JR of JR Media for putting the show together. And I know he's probably going, why today, of all places that you're going to tell me that? We had a little bit of a glitch in the beginning. Thanks, buddy. And to all of you that took the time to watch us today, thank you so much, and help us continue to grow this, because it's not about just having the show, but it's actually educating, empowering a lot of the Philippine manufacturers as well as U.S. exporters to go into these countries. So please continue to watch us, and hopefully you find it also entertaining and educational. Now, with that being said, I'll end the show by saying, now let's go global.